Jody.
What'd she do now?
I'm not allowed to discuss that on the air.
You know what? Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Got some things to talk about this morning.
We do.
Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Shane Lake is here. The big dog, Bickala, will join us back in the studio. We'll be back in the studio on Thursday as he is on assignment. Droid is out this morning. We love you, brother. He'll be back with us tomorrow. This first hour brought to you by BetUS.com. BetUS.com, where the game begins. All right, I am not going to waste any time. Kyle Shanahan, what the hell was that? You lost to the Seahawks. I know you're pretty much, well, I want to go off, but I can't. Because when Nick Bosa went out, that's when Seattle pounced.
Yeah.
Which is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I can't really go completely off on that.
With Bosa gone, Seattle just took advantage of that.
Yep.
gap.
Seattle took full advantage. Bosa was our captain. He went out with an injury and he was limping the whole game. So you know what? I can't go off the way I want to because Seattle did what every team is supposed to do when their defensive star goes out. They hopped on it, they took advantage, and they won the game. But you want some silver linings? I got quite a few silver linings. For a team that's completely beat up, we're still only one game out in the West. For a team that's lost three games in division, this team can turn it on and run the table. It's not going to be easy because we got to go to Green Bay. They're 8-2. We got to go to Buffalo, and oh dear God, what they did to Kansas City.
Oh my word, yes.
Oh dear God, what they did to Kansas City.
Yep.
But the 49ers are professionals. They've been in this situation before. And as confident as I thought I was yesterday, and as disappointed as I was yesterday, I'm even more confident now because now you get the full week to evaluate what's going on with Bosa, to evaluate what's going on with McCaffrey, make sure McCaffrey's okay, make sure your O-line's okay, because they let Seattle get to Brock Purdy 3 times yesterday, and that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. But you know something?
There was still a lot of silver lining, stat-wise for San Francisco. I mean, you guys went 7 of 11 on third downs alone.
Mm-hmm. So this team can pull it together. I mean, it's not like we're the Jets at 3-8. It's not like we're the Bears, okay? And we get to beat up the Bears in week 14.
Not like you're New England.
More on that later. But you know what? We're going to be good. If we don't make the playoffs, oh thee well. Are we still in contention? Yes, we are. Do we still have some pieces missing? Does Dre Greenlaw answer your question? Talanoa Hufanga?
I'm looking at this division right now, and the fact that there's 3 teams, the Rams, Hawks, and Niners, 1 game behind, of all teams, Arizona?
Arizona. So
who the hell saw this coming?
I didn't. I give credit to Arizona. They're playing ball. This is their week off. This is their week off.
I'm going to tell you right now, looking through the NFC teams, y'all going to have to run through Detroit at this rate.
Oh, man, Detroit's the team to come out of the NFC. Detroit will be heading to New Orleans unless they don't host the NFC Championship game, because it'll be Detroit and possibly Green Bay for the NFC Championship.
Ooh.
That's how I'm looking at it right now. That's how I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, that just sent a chill up my spine for that rivalry.
Oh, come on. I mean, who's playing better? Philadelphia? Don't think so. They struggle with Washington. Washington's still a wild card. And Washington is leading the division right now. I believe they're leading the division.
It's Philadelphia 8-2. Washington sitting at 7-4. Dallas and the Giants are already over at Pebble Beach playing golf.
So there's silver linings to come out of that game yesterday, and it's that kind of season. It's been that kind of season. But I don't like the way that I said it after the Rams game in week 2, that I'm frightened that this would become a trend when the Niners would grab a lead and then they wouldn't be able to finish things off. So I have a suggestion for the 49ers. Hire an offensive coordinator. Take the pressure off of Kyle Shanahan, please. And your defensive coordinator has got to go. I'm sorry, Nick Sorensen, but this defense is in shambles. I will say that out loud. This defense is in shambles, and it's got to be worked on. And it's probably going to take the offseason to work on it. It's going to take everybody. Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga. Yatir Gross-Matos had a sack yesterday, so he's going to be huge. And I'm looking forward to next year because Bowl 60 is in Santa Clara, and we're going to host the bitch. All right?
You guys need the offseason and some help in the draft for your secondary and your front line.
Yep, we do. And
that's got to come.
It's going to come. It's going to come because Dominic Pooney has taken the right guard position and made it his own. John Feliciano was out yesterday. Dominic Pooney, the rookie, has made that position his own. Trent Williams on the left side, we know how that's going to go. It's the guard, center, and right tackle positions where they're going to need some help, and they're going to need some depth because we don't have the superior depth like we once did.
No,
not with all the injuries we've had to do.
No, and I've been watching that injury chart for you guys, and there have been times it's been 3 miles long this season.
And yesterday was one of those times. I mean, we had one of our key players out yesterday with a hamstring injury, and that of course was George Kittle.
Yeah. And the offense suffered.
We did.
I mean, let's just be real about it. Brock Purdy only thrown for just over $150.
Mm-hmm.
Kittle's production was shown, last night, plain and simple.
I mean, we missed Kittle in the passing game.
Kittle usually accumulates 90 to 100 yards any given Sunday.
So we had to lean
it just shows.
Yeah, we had to lean on Juwan Jennings yesterday, and Juwan Jennings, kudos to you, brother. 11 catches, 98 yards. All right, but we need to be this 49ers team, for them to compete. First and foremost, they need to be healthy. They need to be healthy. We need all our parts back. And the defense is missing Dre Greenlaw bad. The run defense especially. So there's silver linings I'm taking from this, and I can't go completely off on my team, even though we know we have some parts missing. Okay? We got some parts missing. And it's probably going to take the rest of the season to get into a groove. If we make the playoffs, that's a bonus. That's how I'm looking at it. This was 2020 all over again. With all the 3-mile-long injury list we had then, we got it this year. You know what? I'm looking forward to the offseason. If we make the playoffs, that's a bonus. And I called the Niners to win the division. Can they still win the division? Absolutely. Do they need to get healthy quickly? Yes, they do. Because they got to see everybody in that division one more time. They've lost to everyone in the division. Split with Seattle. We gotta host the Rams on a Thursday night. We got to go to Arizona.
Yep, that's the last game of the season, and that could be a flex game.
It could be a flex game if the Niners get their act together, and that also could be a division title game.
And let's not forget the cherry on top of our December 1st marathon. You guys got to go to Orchard Park.
Ugh.
After what they just did to Kansas City,
they're going to tear us apart. I hate saying that aloud, but I know what I've seen, and I watch a lot of football, and I know
you guys are bookending December with rough games.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling to Buffalo and then hosting a red-hot Detroit Lions team.
Oh.
Now, granted, they hung 52 on Jacksonville, but
the Detroit Lions
it's still 52 points.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the third time they've done it this season.
It might be 4 when they see us in Santa Clara. Look, I got nothing but love for this Detroit Lions team. They're going to tear us to pieces the way we're playing right now. Anyway, we'll get it together. If it takes the offseason and a non-playoff berth, so be it. Reset everything, everybody get healthy, and we come out like gangbusters next year. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Coming up next.
I don't like the sound of that.
You should.
Why?
Somebody's going to appear and go in on the Bears.
Oh, God help us all.
Mm-hmm. He's got some bombs to drop. The commish goes through week 11 in short term. Dear God in heaven, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Man, some of the best plans, I tell you, I just got a monkey wrench thrown in my plan.
How's that?
I'll explain off the air.
Okay.
All right. What? Oh, dear.
What?
Oh, dear.
What?
Oh, hell.
What?
He's saying, open the door.
What?
He said, open the door.
What?
Dear God. Can we get a little hot seat fire up, please?
Give me just 1 second here. Hank just refilled the propane tank. Hot seat, you say?
Hot seat.
Coming at you.
All right. Here I come again.
Oh, hell.
What the hell was this weekend in football?
I've been asking myself that the past 2 days.
I mean, Saturday you got Kansas going to BYU and upsetting the BYU Cougars, which means the women weren't happy. You got Oregon barely surviving Wisconsin, and I bet you Oregon froze their balls off while they were in Wisconsin. That's why they couldn't throw, and that's why they only scored 16 points. And for some god-awful reason, those 16 points held up. Everybody on the hot seat today. The New York freaking Jets.
Ryan, I am so sorry about this.
I'm not, because they lost to my wife's Colts. And my wife was giving me a lot of mess yesterday while she was bringing in food and while she was prepping the commissioner for his second game. Nearly had a third, but then again, I signed off because I was tired. That's for you, honey. Tired. Not tired. Tired. That's for you, honey. Then you got the Colts and AR5 coming back to beat the Jets. I mean, granted, it's the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, and we already knew what they were about. But at the same time, they beat them. So Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are done for this year. And as unfortunate as I may need to say it, I need to echo Snowman's point that I think the 49ers are done and just need to reset everything for next year, even though there are 7 games left in the season. He also told me that Colorado won again, but he ain't satisfied. He meaning Snowman, because he wants Colorado to run the table, beat everybody's ass, get to the Big 12 championship, win it, and guarantee themselves a playoff spot. Then you got Georgia beating the hell out of Tennessee, and all chaos is going to run loose.
Oh, I'm telling you right now, I do not envy the NCAA bigwigs right now.
Nor do I. I'd make it simple, but then again, the NCAA doesn't like simple. That's been proven.
Common sense does not reign supreme with them.
Nope, it sure doesn't. I'm getting everybody on the hot seat today. I mean, who are these people that are so ballyhooing about one LeBron James for having 4 straight triple doubles? Don't you know Michael Jordan had 7 of them and he was slated to point guard due to an injury? I mean, come on. How many times do we have to say that LeBron James sucks as a basketball player? More on that on Wednesday. Then you got Father O'Shaughnessy blowing my phone up at 2 o'clock this morning saying he can't make it today when he doesn't want to talk about what the hell the Patriots went through. And I can't say that I blame him, but I got the feeling during the second hour we're going to see O'Shaughnessy anyway, because he's going to bring his hungry ass in here with a sandwich and a couple of other things, even with the 38-day-old Mayo. Then you got my buddy Vicalaw, or whatever the hell it is. Man, this is the point I wanted to get to. The Bears suck.
Yep.
I don't care what people say to me. I don't care what people say to Snowman. He said it at the top of the year, and he meant it, and I meant it too. Bears suck. Get over it. Caleb Williams sucks. Get over it. They fired their offensive coordinator, who was supposed to be a genius with time left in the season. What does that tell you about their organization? And I told you the first thing that they got to do is get rid of that witch, Virginia McCaskey.
That witch.
That witch. I'd call her something else, but I don't want my wife reaching through this door and slapping me upside my head.
Taking
Which my wife handed me a great meal yesterday with some ham and some buttered broccoli. And of course, she made the bread from scratch. So I filled up while I was on the air. She came in and says, "You want more?" I said, "Hell yeah, baby." Took my plate. She refilled me up, ran through that one. And the next thing I know, she brought me dessert with brownies. And they got destroyed. So y'all know I ended up in the bathroom for about 20 minutes. But back to the Bears.
It's 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast, my child. You're making me hungry already.
Oh, shut up. Now, back to the Bears. Teams like the Bears, the Carolina Panthers, the New York Giants, New York Jets, y'all all suck. Y'all need to just throw the season away. I'm not even going to get started with the New England Patriots because the father's already chomping at the bit for that. And we got Ryan McCaffrey coming in a few minutes.
Don't get me started on New England. Oy.
But I'm taking this time to talk about the Bears. Listen, you know what the Bears need to do from top to bottom?
Find
Everybody
Jesus.
got to go. Everybody got to go. Caleb Williams, you got to go. DJ Moe, you got to go. Rome Odunze, you got to go. That offensive line, that's a sieve right now. Y'all got to go. Everybody just need to be fired. March the whole team in. I know there's 7 games left in the season, but let them play those 7 games. Then you march everybody into the office the day after the season. What's up, playmaker? You march everybody into the office after the season and you hand them a pink slip and tell them get the hell out.
Sounds like what they need to do with the Lakers.
More on that later. Let me put it another way. Everybody from the Chicago Bears organization, from top to bottom, start at the bottom with the 54th member of the team. Everybody on the practice squad needs to be marched into the office where they have a new owner or they have a new person in charge of football activities. And that ain't Ryan Pace because he's a puppet. You get somebody in there that actually wants to run the team. Everybody lined up outside the door, and all you do is you just put the finger in their face and you go, you're fired. Start with the offensive line. You're fired. Get out. Then you go to the defensive line. Every one of them, hand them a pink slip. You're fired. Get the out of my office. Then you go to DeAndre Swift. Sorry we misused you, but you're fired. Get the out. Then you go to DJ Moore, that supposed free agent signing that was supposed to mean everything, that they risked their entire future. How did he put it? How did old Snowman put it? Bears, you have now only mortgaged but risked and doubled down your entire future for DJ Moore. What kind of stupid shit was that? And you gave him an extra 4 years? Not in my house. March him in the office. DJ Moore, you f***ed us all up. You, and you. You're fired. Get out. Then you bring Caleb Williams in, and I know this is totally unfair according to a lot of people, but I don't care. Caleb Williams, we drafted you first overall, and you ain't done a damn thing for us. Here's your pink slip. Get out and stay out. Then you find some people that actually want to play this game for this team. And I mean, they really want to play this team. They want to play this game, I beg your pardon, for this team. Find some real dogs, because the Bears got nothing but he's in there. I'll say it again. Bears need to find some real dogs because they got nothing but in there. And then you go to Ryan Pace. Ryan Pace, you a Ryan Pace, you ain't done nothing to help this Bears team. Because if you did something to help this Bears team, they'd have a better record than what they had since you took over. They wouldn't have sacrificed Justin Fields, although I don't think that was a sacrifice in the first place since Justin Fields sucks.
Oh, God.
Ryan Pace drafted Caleb Williams. Why? What the has Caleb Williams done to help his team? I'll answer that for you. Not a damn thing. Wife told me to drink tea this morning. I'll get coffee later. Why am I ripping Caleb Williams so much? Because he hasn't done a damn thing since he left Oklahoma. He didn't do diddly squat at USC, and now he's with the Bears. They have a couple of wins under their belt. And since Cameron Jarrell Newton wanted to throw something at Brock Purdy, I'll throw something at him. Cameron Jarrell Newton, they were winning in spite of you. Just like the Bears. They're winning in spite of Caleb Williams and not because of him. Get the out and stay out. And I'm running out of propane, so I better wrap this up while I call Hank for a refill because I know the father wants to bang in here in a minute.
I already got Hank coming. Don't worry about it.
This football weekend, I never want to see it again. I don't care what anybody says. I'm tired of all this bullshit that goes on in college football and pro football. And I'll say it out loud. I know I'm going to get popped in the back of the head for this by my loving wife, but I'll say it out loud. Caleb Williams, you a bitch. Roma Dunza, you a bitch. DJ Moore, you just plain suck. Oh, by the way, you a bitch too. Best player they have on that team is DeAndre Swift, and they're misusing him. Wait, what? What did Rome do wrong? I'll tell you what Roma Dunza did wrong. He got drafted by the Bears. He got drafted by the Bears, and now he's in this culture that completely sucks. And you wonder why I'm talking about a team or a city that has both Bears and Cubs in their town. They both suck. And they're going to continue to suck in many more ways than one. I didn't want to come in here and destroy everybody, but given what happened, I couldn't help it. Now, y'all get the hell out of here. We got work to do.
Damn, Commish.
He was a little mad.
Yeah, I could tell.
Speaking of mad, this guy's mad too. And he's also back. Ryan McCoffey is back with us. What's going on, man?
Espresso on my coffee.
I did not bring coffee today.
Hey, hey, pass that over, dude. I need some up here.
Same here.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Rather than choosing anger, I have chosen peace and alcohol.
I too have chosen the same. Although the commissioner will tell you different. All right, man. The Jets played my Colts, or my wife's Colts, yesterday. Jets grab the lead. What happened? Just what happened?
Sauce Gardner will no longer be known as Sauce in this household. He will just be straight up Ahmad Gardner in this house.
I've heard that on WFAN quite a few times, and I also heard that with my buddy Jake Osmond too.
Yeah, I'm happy I went to do other activities yesterday because other activities have given me joy as opposed to the New York Jets this year. I had so much hope in
the Grey Cup, perhaps.
We talked about this in September. I had a lot of hope.
Yep.
The Jets had just beat the Patriots on Thursday night, and they beat my Jets a few weeks later. So, tat for tat, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
But the game that changed the season was not the Bills game. It was not the Steelers game. It was the Broncos game because it truly showed whose Jets team was.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't. It just showed y'all weren't scrappy enough.
No, I don't know what happened I can't tell you what. They're not scrappy. They're soft. They can't tackle. They can't identify them. They can't identify themselves correctly on offense. You should go through Breece Hall. Breece Hall is your guy. Breece Hall did most of the work yesterday on offense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't recognize that. So whoever the next quarterback is, whoever next coach or GM is going to be, because Joe Douglas has quietly quit.
Yes, he has.
And I'm pretty sure that firing decision by Woody Johnson after the London game, I think that was the worst decision of the season. I think and it backfired on them, and they've had one win since. So, like, what do you think that was going to do? What do you think that was going to do? Initially, I defended it because I'm sitting there going, okay, Woody's making a decision. His regime has never fired a coach in season, and he's doing something about it. He's getting rid of the problem. What he thinks is the problem now. It turns out that wasn't part of the problem. Coaching is part of the problem. That's the symptom. It's not the diagnosis. Player performance on the field is a symptom. It's not a diagnosis.
Right.
The diagnosis is the ownership. Has been and will be since 2000.
Mm-hmm. Al Groh was the coach.
So I have made the decision to, like, we're not doing, like, my partner and I on Victory Mondays, we're not going to do it anymore because neither of us are in the mood to talk about a team that is underperforming, that has so much talent but underperforms every single week.
Yes.
And we find better things to do with our lives. Yesterday I went to a local hockey game yesterday. I enjoyed myself there.
Good.
Even though the Adirondack Thunder lost 7-1, I still enjoyed myself because at least the beer was good and the company was better.
I was about to say, man, you're residing in the basement here with me, so I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
Yeah, and then it's all of a sudden Miami's coming back, and I mean, granted they played the Raiders and the Rams the last 2 weeks, but
we lost to the Rams. I can't say anything.
I looked at them. I looked at the Rams as my bounce back. I looked at that game as the Rams bounce back game, and they bounced back.
I just love how all these bounce back games are at New England's expense. It's like, come on here. What are we good for here? What are we, the rebound chick?
This season, you guys are, yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But yeah, that Grey Cup was good up until the fourth quarter, and
then Toronto just said,
"Yeah, well,
we're done.
We're gonna talk about it on Total Football Talk Extra on Friday."
Yes, I am a fan of Extra.
Yeah, we're on Friday, but Drew and I were going back and forth. You can't. I know you've watched. He cannot pronounce Liram Hajrullahu name to the life.
Nope. He's tried.
We said,
Drew, God bless you, but you couldn't do it.
And here's the thing: I said if the Toronto Argonauts win the Grey Cup, we have to try to get him on so he can try to pronounce his name in front of him. So, that was a decent game all the way up to the fourth quarter, and Collaros cuts his finger. You can tell he's in
And
discomfort, and he throws his
that was that.
interceptions. And
And that was that.
That was it. That was it. That was the game changer.
Same with Nick Bosa yesterday in Santa Clara. Once he went out, the Seahawks took advantage. Hey, it happens.
I'm sure my co-host Dustin is one of the happiest dudes because he said I'm gonna go home and watch my Seahawks get blasted by the 49ers.
I know he's jumping up and down doing a victory dance right now.
Yep.
Okay, to your New Jersey Devils.
Yes, a much happier topic.
Much happier topic.
Much happier topic.
Talk to me about your Devils, man. They're doing great this year so far.
So far, so good. So far, so good. I think part of it is the new coaching system. They're a little bit more conservative than they were last year with Lindy Ruff. Lindy Ruff's systems have a shelf life these days. We saw it in Dallas. We saw it in New Jersey. And now you're seeing in Buffalo right now. The Buffalo Sabres they're no slouch. They're no slouch. Although Tage Thompson got hurt the other day, but yeah, this team is good. They've figured out their goaltending. Their defense is much better than last year. Granted, they got goosed. I'm sorry, they got skunked 4-0 in Tampa, who absolutely has a doubles number for the last half decade.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised to see what they did in Florida and at Sunrise.
Yeah.
Those 2 games last week. I said they coming off a really bad loss against San Jose. That was on the heels of a back-to-back of a comeback, a huge comeback win against the Islanders the night before. Poor performance against San Jose. Can't get pucks in front of Mackenzie Blackwood, the former New Jersey Devil. Just can't produce anything. And you figured, okay, this might be that game is going to tell what kind of teams this is going to be. They go into Florida, beat Florida 4-1. Say, okay, is this an aberration? Because Florida's Florida's defending Stanley Cup champion, even with all the players they lost.
Right.
They're still one of the best teams in the league.
Yep. To be the champs, you got to beat the champs.
2 nights later, 6-2. You just went into Florida, into Sunrise, into the den of the defending Stanley Cup champion,
and you waxed them,
and you beat him by his combined score of 10-3. Incredible.
How do you explain that? How do you explain that one?
In the words of one John Sterling, that's hockey, Susan.
Speaking of John Sterling, congrats to him on his retirement. And I got to send a shout. I did this on Friday. I'll do it today. I got to send a shout to my buddy Dave Sims, who will be the brand new play-by-play voice of the New York Yankees. I'm working on getting him on the show so we all can show him some love. A fellow cancer survivor, been the television voice of the Mariners for 18 years. And when I got that, I was so happy for him, because if anybody can follow a legend, hey, then that's him. That's Dave. That's Dave Sims.
Easily.
Yeah.
That is Dave Sims. And I'm so happy for him. I am so pleased that he will be the radio voice of the New York Yankees. So now I got him to listen to. I got Robert Ford from the Astros to listen to. I got my buddies in Chicago for the Chicago White Sox to listen to. And I tell you what, boy, it's going to be a great year listening to baseball on the radio next year, man. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I just hope that your White Sox improve from whatever they had this year. Man.
I think they will.
Hope they do.
I believe they will. I believe they will. Because there's no way to go but up. All right.
Yeah. I was about to say, don't get me started on what we need up here in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Because It was the Blue Jays that knocked out the Red Sox.
Yep.
Out of playoff contention.
Yeah, we have absolutely zip for pitching right now, and our offense needs a whole lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Hell of a lot of work. But
I mean, we're relying too much on Devers. We need to spread that cash around a little bit more and try to make some moves. And granted, there are a few big bats, Juan Soto, that are currently available, but yet again, do we have the cap room to make these moves?
Juan Soto will wind up with the Mets.
Oh,
I'm going to say that out loud.
I just got the Ghiblies.
You and me both, and we don't have.
Listen, the Yankees are trying to retain him. The Mets are trying to snatch him.
Yeah, but they got to figure out what to do with Pete Alonso too, because he's also a name that's floating out there in free agency.
He's staying. They're going to find a way to make him stay.
Nah, he'll be a Dodger.
No, I'll do one better. He's coming to Boston. Let's get rid of this. He's coming to Boston.
Okay, I'll mess with both of you. He'll wind up in either Houston or on the South Side. And by the way,
the South Side too soon to be Nashville White Sox. I mean, sorry. Sorry.
I'm gonna pop you for that.
Sorry.
At least he's not going to.
Look, I've had to say it. Okay.
At least he's not ending up in Sacramento.
Oof.
Woof.
Oof.
That situation there. Woof.
Well, he could always be going down to wherever the hell Tampa Bay's relocating for the season.
Oh, they're playing at George Steinbrenner Field for this season.
Because it's going to take a full season to fix that roof.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be tearing that place down anyway to make room for a new park.
So they may as well just tear it down and build it now.
Yeah, they should, but
or alternatively,
and build it now.
Alternatively, you sell a team to a group of investors in Montreal, and we get the Expos back, baby.
No.
Yeah, I know. It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? The Rays to Montreal would work.
It would work. I thought it should work. The only problem is you
they
can't
don't have a park.
They don't have a park because you can't use Olympic Stadium.
No.
The rule is right. They fix the roof, which will take another 10 years, at Olympic Stadium, and you can't host an event if there's more than 3 centimeters of snow on the roof of that stadium currently.
Mm-hmm. So
that's basically till about. No, I'd say till about May in Montreal.
So they'd be on the road for the first month of the year,
if not 2.
Yeah.
Unless they come up with some outdoor stadium.
Oh God.
There were plans in the works until they moved to have an outdoor stadium in one of the old rail yards in Montreal, but unfortunately they couldn't find Jeffrey Loria had to
toy.
Yeah, exactly.
There's your hospital moment.
Thank you. Patooey.
He's like, well, I can't afford to pay. I can't afford to play this team. I can't afford to do this and that. And he's suddenly he's like, you know what? It's major league problem. You take care of this problem. I'll buy the Florida Marlins instead.
Yeah, and we see what happens there.
Dumbass.
Okay. There's one other topic that I had in mind.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
I can't believe I'm going to bring this up today.
Oh boy.
What?
Give me this button, because I don't know how this word will go over, but I will do it anyway. The pacification of Bronny James.
Oh,
that
I was bracing.
You're going to bring up that.
But it's Monday.
I know it's Monday, but we got you here for the first time in a couple of months. I'm hoping to get you back weekly, but I know that depends on your crazy schedule right now.
Mm-hmm.
But doggone it, I'm going to end this segment with some fun and pose the question. What's going on with kids today? What's going on with entitled, privileged kids?
I don't know, Jerry Seinfeld. You telling me?
I think I've got
kids today.
I think I've got.
with these kids?
You know what? No. I've got the answer for this
Okay.
right here. Yes, LeBron, it is you. There's always been you. Forever be you. You're the reason why your kid's such a little forever and ever. Amen. Carry on.
Thank you. So where do you do the? I'll end with this. Do the Jets do what I suggest? Do the Jets do what the commissioner suggested the Bears do? Just bring everybody in and push the plunger. Just let them all go.
We don't. It's gonna be another rebuild. There's no rhyme or reason not to have another rebuild. Like I said, Joe Douglas is quiet quitting. His coaching staff is overwhelmed. We don't know what's going to happen with Woody, because with this new administration coming in, if he's going to run it back and be the UK ambassador again. So my suggestion to the Johnsons: sell a team.
You beat me to it.
Sell the team, please. Give it to somebody who cares, who will hire the right people. They figured it out in San Francisco. They figured it out in Kansas City. They figured it out in Buffalo. They figured it out everywhere else. Even the Bears had some success in the early 2000s.
Yes, early 2000s.
And the Lions figured it out.
The Lions have definitely figured it out.
The Lions have figured it out. They're biting kneecaps. They're the best team in the league right now.
Yeah,
they are hands down. And I had some Eagles fan in my chat on Saturday morning say the Eagles were the best team in the league.
No, they're not.
And we said no, absolutely not. They are not the best team in the league.
The Eagles are a Jekyll and Hyde kind of team.
The Eagles need to make their offensive identity Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
He is their offense. He's their offense. Yeah, great. Jalen Hurts can do Jalen Hurts things. Granted, he has a running game.
Jalen Hurts has regressed.
But I think he can be more of a they need to make him more of a facilitator rather than the point person of that offense.
Rather
than
it goes through Saquon.
It goes through Saquon.
Now the biggest thing is, why does it seem like this league now, outside of 3 or 4 teams, is scared to run the ball?
I'll tell you why. Because they're so hell bent on putting up passing yards. They saw what Drew Brees did. They saw what Tom Brady did. And it seems like the goal they want is 5,000 yards instead of 3,000 rushing. And say again.
Peyton Manning, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, all those guys.
But see, the point with Peyton Manning, Jim Kelly, and Dan Marino, they had an accompaniment for their offense.
They did.
A running game.
Yeah.
Same with Brady for the longest time in New England.
Exactly. Same with Brady. They were not afraid to run the football.
No. And this is the crazy part that drives me nuts with the Jets offense. At least the Broncos, when they brought in Peyton Manning for the last however many years he was with the team, 7 seasons? 5 seasons?
5 seasons.
5 seasons. For the last 2 seasons, I had to think John Elway sat him down and said, listen, we know what you can do with the ball. We know you can throw the ball around. You're getting older. We need to have a complimentary running attack for you because you can't do this by yourself. The Jets management should have done this with Aaron Rodgers before the season began. Actually, heck, before last season began. You should have said, we know you're talented. We know you've got an arm. But you're getting older. We know you want to win. We can win with Breece Hall as your running back. And they've failed to do that.
Too scared to run the offense through Breece Hall. You saw it in the second half yesterday. You saw
it. You did. I didn't.
Well, I had to do the game. So
Oh, yes, you did.
what's your comment? Wifepick.exe.
Wifepick.exe executing wifepick.exe completed.
She's, you know what? I told her that, and she started cracking up. And she says, well, and he says he has two of them, one for you and one for me. I told her the one you did for wife pick, and then the Homer pick, and she just starts cracking up laughing. My daughter even gets in on the fun.
Yeah,
my daughter Cheyenne gets in on the fun.
I did pay attention loosely to the scores just because at first intermission I was just looking at the scores and I see the Jets had the ball. And by the way, Jeff Ulbrich, if your quarterback who has won games before says, "Let's go for it on fourth down and win this game," you should probably listen to him instead of going for a field goal, because knowing your defense has been soft all season long. The defense you put together, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stop the run, can't tackle worth a damn. You should have listened to your quarterback.
And the Colts marched right downfield on that game-winning drive and stole the game.
As soon as I saw the field goal pop up on the game cast, I said, nope, this game is going to be – Colts are going to win this game. And guess what happened? But then we were also looking at the Lions-Jaguars score line, and we just can't stop laughing. We can't stop laughing.
No.
We can't stop laughing.
And the thing is, they led, the Jaguars did, 3-0 in that game, and in essence, pissed them off.
You took the lead on us. How dare you? Here's our foot in your ass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, we'll spot you 3 points. They'll take it over from here.
28 unanswered. Then it's 28-6, and then they put 24 unanswered.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Lions said, we're done for the day.
Yeah, we'll pack it in. Go watch the Grey Cup.
Yep. Morning shift for Cole Johnson. Welcome to the Fanatics Feedback Zone. He says the diagnosis is Woody Johnson and that ayahuasca sipping, toe picking, MySpace retreat attending space cadet. Aaron, I destroy teams with my bare hands, Rogers.
He will never let that. Cole Johnson doesn't hate a thing except for Aaron Rodgers. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I do.
Well, you do.
Same way. I understand.
I don't.
The quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. He should be ignored at all times.
So you wouldn't have gone for it on 4th and 2? Anyway. I thought this was about joy. This wasn't. I didn't want to talk about the Jets today, but you made me do it. So,
well, hey, I gotta talk about New England later. Come on now.
Uh-oh. Are you gonna take a sip?
No. I mean, I have a week off. I have the week off. I could, but for comedic effect. But nah. I got work to do today.
I had wine on the air yesterday during the 49ers game. My wife brought me a glass of wine, along with 2 rounds of dinner, another round of wine, then dessert. We had some fun.
You're a happy boy.
I'm very much a happy boy. All right, let's let you out of here. Coffee with McCarthy has returned. Hurry up and come back weekly, will you?
Okay. So FYI, we're taping. I have a new hockey podcast, no credentials required, called the 3 Rails Metro Hockey Podcast, where I talk Devils. I have 2 co-hosts, Brian and Dan. We call him Daniel Smooth. We talk Devils, Rangers, Islanders. OG show back tomorrow at 7:05, and we got a Thanksgiving show at 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning. So,
Thanksgiving morning. I'm gonna go see my nieces and nephews, and then watch Detroit beat the hell out of the Bears. I'm actually going to watch the Lions game because they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the Lions game. I don't care about the Cowboys. I don't care about the night game. Going to watch the Lions game. We're going to eat during the Cowboys game and then go home and pass out. And I think I'm going to see my grandkids again. Ryan McCarthy joining us. Special edition of Coffee with McCarthy. Man, hurry up and fix your schedule and come back with us weekly, please.
Okay.
We miss you.
I I miss being missed.
Thank you, brother, very much.
Thanks, fellas.
Hurry up and come back weekly, will you please? Oh Lord! To the Fanatics feedback zone. I'm going to it right now. As Sick Diggy was the first one in. Our brother from Norway, one of the all types of blue hell in Santa Clara, California. I'm still trying to answer that question. Break out the paddles. We need some old school butt whipping this morning. Ain't that the truth? Since it's Manic Monday, can y'all play either the Bangles hit or the Prince version of Manic Monday? No and no, because I don't want a copyright strike against me. The Whip Around was brought to you by Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Even though we didn't do it this morning, we'll do it tomorrow. The belts for chapping that hide raw. That's Daddy Joe's Rawhide Belts. Salute to Gary, Indiana. Why are you leaning over like that?
Because if this is how we're heading into halftime, I can only imagine how we're coming out of halftime.
So, I think the father just answered my question. And
he's been busy on the phone, hasn't he?
Look, he's been sending me messages like crazy. All right.
Great.
So, Father O'Shaughnessy will take us out of halftime. Right now, we're going into halftime. Oh, dear. I can only imagine what the father has next. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Back from halftime. And thank you to everyone that's appeared in the Fanatics feedback zone. Thank you to all that have tuned in this morning. We love you all. You should probably, Victor Locke is with us. He's in the office today. So you should probably pass out during the Cowboys game. Already planned. We're going to watch the Lions kick ass. We're going to eat until we can't eat anymore. And then we're going to go home.
Nice.
We're going to go home. Which means my nieces are going to wear me out.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I love it, though. I love it. I love it. I have no issues whatsoever. What are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Probably the same. Watch the Macy Thanksgiving Day Parade while the bird's cooking. Watch Detroit whoop everybody's ass. And then not give a crap about the other two games because, quite frankly, I'll be sleeping, resting up, getting ready for December 1st.
Yeah, we will be doing that. How about those Buffalo Bills?
My God, the beating they put on KC.
Those Buffalo Bills.
That was huge. That was just straight out huge for Buffalo. And I mean, the fact is, it wasn't even really it was close in halftime. And then Buffalo just straight out dropped the hammer in the second half.
They roared out in the second half. I think it was going to be a good game when they picked Patrick Mahomes off from their first drive of the game.
Yes, that was the start of it.
That was indeed the start of it, which is one of the which is one of the best things I've ever seen, because the Bills got their act together, stemming from that loss last January in Rich Stadium. Jedi Kid is with us as we take a trip to the Fanatics feedback zone. Good morning to you. And we're doing what you asked. We're talking about how the Chiefs got handed their first L by the Bills, and something you said, Dogfather, at the top of the show, we may have just found our AFC Championship game.
Not just that, but Buffalo did the one thing a lot of teams have been unable to do with Kansas City, and that was shut down the run.
Shut down the run. They took away the thing that Kansas City has been trying to establish all year, quite frankly, if you want to be honest.
And they made Mahomes.
Jordan said they were beat up. Somehow they found ways to win, but they couldn't keep leaning on those ways to win.
No, and Mahomes got turned one-dimensional, and it showed last night.
Mm-hmm.
He only threw for 196 yards, 23 of 33, 3 tuds, 2 pick.
And that second pick sealed the ball game.
Yeah, it did.
That second pick sealed the ball game. 30-21 was the final in that game. Round 2 in January.
Easily.
And I think round 2 will wind up where round 1 was, at Rich Stadium. I just have this stupid feeling it's going to wind up in Rich Stadium.
Yeah, because outside of the 49ers and the Lions, the Bills have a relatively easy schedule. They face us twice in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And in that sandwich, here we go talking about sandwiches again, is the Jets.
Oh, God. The Jets.
So, I mean, it's not like they have that hard of a schedule, but, you know, I'd be a little worried about Detroit, obviously, because look at what they're doing.
Look, I'm worried about Detroit. All right? I'm worried about Detroit.
Detroit could go 15-1. They could run the rest of the table if they wanted to.
They can run the rest of the table with no problem.
Oh.
They can run the table with no problem.
Apparently, whatever Eminem said to the head coach pissed them off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But you got to, and while we're talking about the Lions, you got to love what they're doing right now.
They have been ungodly when it comes down to beating teams.
Unreal what's happening with Detroit. But I give Victor credit because Victor said this 3 years ago. He said there's going to be a time where Detroit's going to be for real and everyone has to deal with it. Well, Victor, here we are.
What's crazy is 3 of their last 6 games, they've put up over 45 points.
Yes.
They hung 47 on Dallas. They put up a 52 on Tennessee, and then they put up 52 on Jacksonville.
52 on Jacksonville.
And then the games that they were supposed to be just quote unquote competitive in, they beat the Vikings on a walk-off.
Yep,
they beat the Packers
29.
by 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then they beat Texas in a walk-off.
Wow. And I did that. We did that Sunday night game. Victor and I did the Texans-Lions game. It looked like the Lions were doomed because they threw an interception and Houston took it in for a touchdown to start the game. These Lions don't quit.
What's crazy is it's 7 in a row in the W column for these guys.
Yes.
Actually, no, wait, it's 8 in a row. I'm looking at this right now. Yeah. It's 8 in a row because they took their early loss against the Bucks in a close one. And then they've just gone rifling.
They've gone mad. They've gone crazy. And I mean that in a very good way. Victor Locke says, I saw it on Thanksgiving 3 years ago, and the Lions are doing it right, establishing the run and utilizing the play action. which says Jared Goff is having a renaissance year.
He is. And
he is, man.
Again, looking at the schedule, they've got Indianapolis coming up.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the Bears on Thanksgiving. That's gonna be a cakewalk.
Oh, oh man, look, I'm gonna have Dan Miller in my ears.
Okay? They've got the Packers at home. They've got the Bills at home. Then they're on the road for Chicago, on the road in Santa Clara, and then they end the season at home against Minnesota.
Yes. Yikes.
They could flat run the table on this.
They sure can.
I mean, either way you look at it, the NFC is going to run through Detroit, plain and simple.
It is. The only game that the Lions may need to worry about is San Francisco.
Yeah.
Because, like I said earlier, by that time, the Niners could have their act together, and that is just injuries.
By that time, Detroit could give two craps less because they could have the division clinched.
Yeah. Within the next couple of weeks, they're going to clinch that division.
Oh, easily.
Within the next couple of weeks, they're going to clinch that division.
I say they have it done by the time they put their foot up Green Bay's ass.
I say so. I say so.
Speaking of having a foot shoved up somebody's tail end, hang on a second, Father. We're dealing with business.
Yeah. Since the Father wants in, let's take a break. Dear God in heaven. Father O'Shaughnessy is next.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from car tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Father O'Shaughnessy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of New England, where normally we would be in mourning for the loss that we have taken against the Los Angeles Rams. But today, I'm here to actually talk to you guys about virtual. Because apparently, the only thing the Patriots are currently good for is being the rebound bitch of the NFL. There's your mic drop moment, everybody. I mean, look at the fact of how many teams have rebounded their season off of us. I mean, we've taken more rebounds than Dikembe Mutombo. This is getting to the point where we are currently wondering what good are we. I mean, we're currently residing in the basement with the Jets, with the Cowboys, and with the Panthers. The only teams worse than us are teams that haven't done diddly squat in decades. The Raiders, the Browns, the Titans, the Jags, and the Giants are all worse than us. So if we're in the basement, they're currently underneath the basement, digging up all the dirt to go to China because that's where they all belong. Actually, no, hell, China wouldn't even want to take these teams. To think that Drake May is supposed to be the future of this team, we could have started him at the start of this entire season and possibly salvaged something. But no, 38-day-old Mayo and 70-year-old Kraft mac and cheese bread decided to start Jacoby Brisket. And look at the season that we were left with. This is sod here in New England. I mean, the world champions are the world champions. They're doing world champion things. And the Bruins, Don't even get me started on the fact we're 20 games into the season and we're still currently sitting in the middle of our division. But no, the Patriots are currently the problem with this entire New England sports area. Don't get me started on the Red Sox because, frankly, we do not need to really get upset currently.
Red Sox, Red Sox, Red Sox.
We need help in the bullpen. We need help in starting, and we need offense. Pete Alonso, please come save us. No, we haven't had a decent team since David Ortiz was still our designated hitter.
Gotta love Big Papi.
The fact that we spent so much money on Rafael Devers and we have nothing else to show. I mean, Tyler O'Neill busted ass for us this year, and we still couldn't do much for them, mainly because our pitching was way too inconsistent. It was more inconsistent than 38-day-old Mayo after it was left in the fridge. Get those lumpy spots out. But before our esteemed guest, Mr. Spivey, arrives from North Carolina, and Mr. Spivey, we thank you already for coming on because I know you're coming shortly. The virtues of New England have been traumatized way too much. I weep for our souls because all we are good for is the rebound from the college frat parties that are kicking our butts right now. And with that being said, stay tuned. Later on, I am sure that the daily our confessional series will be debuting at some point where I think the detective is working on a case right now, which is why he is not here. And trust me, if you think this is good, just wait until later. But always remember to praise the New England teams that are actually worth a damn, and just remember, yes, Robert, it is you. It has always been you, you devilish little bastard. Because you are no good for New England. You need to leave, sir. And take all the idiots with you forever and ever. And I say, as the church rises as one, amen. Now go show the city fifth some love. They need it because LeBron's still being an idiot. Don't screw with me on a Monday when I got to come up with crap on the fly. This is what happens.
You are stupid.
This is what happens.
You are stupid. You are dumb.
What is completely sad is when I first mentioned in my coffee segment that we were that New England was basically the rebound chick, and I got that reaction. I was like, I'm working with it.
You got what you needed for
exactly
your sermon today.
Yep. The virtues of the New England teams have been traumatized.
Oh my gosh. Oh my heavens. And as soon as you said it during my coffee segment, a bell rang in my head, and I said, I bet you O'Shaughnessy runs with it. I bet you he does.
Sure enough.
Oh, gosh. And mind y'all, I'm doing all this without coffee. I have mango pineapple tea with some vitamin C in it. So you all know what I'm going to do after the show, right?
Yep.
Oh, gracious. We've had a lot of fun. And thank you to the folks at WIRUDB in Chicago that are tuning us in this morning and can tune us in 5 days a week. Thank you to the folks at WLAO in Baltimore and WJKS in Indianapolis, Indiana, showing us some love as well. Oh, boy. Good grief.
I feel bad for Jay following that.
I will say I got my costume idea for the commissioner.
Oh God.
Think a ZZ Top song.
Oh boy. I think I know where you're going with this. And hey, speaking of North Carolina,
he's here.
It's got to do this right. From North Carolina.
Jay Spivey joins us from North Carolina this morning. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Where do you want to start? Dealer's choice. Where do you want to start?
Oh, it's up to you. You're the host of the show. You tell me.
Okay.
I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. Then I will go there. Who came up with the idea of this NBA Cup stuff and why are they doing it?
It's called dollar bills, y'all. And the fact that nobody cares about the NBA until Christmas Day, that's why. They want to put eyeballs on while the NFL's in control, and that's the only way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet again, the
people
ratings.
really watch this stuff?
They think people are. If you
I'm
remember
not.
last year, they made such a big deal who's in the championship. How'd that work out for those two teams?
I mean, look at the ratings
Lakers
of the
and
NBA
Pacers, who
Cup.
cares?
Look at the ratings that the NBA Cup gets. It's about as bad as the NASCAR playoff system.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about the NBA until Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, I'm going to see. It's going to be interesting to see how the ratings are with the NFL going head to head with it.
Well, the NFL is going to smash them, even though they're mostly
Even though it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's the thing. Everyone's going to pick up the Netflix subscription,
That's
watch
exactly
those
what they're gonna
games,
do.
and the NBA Cup is still going to be screwed over. And quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, it's deserved because it's too gimmicky.
It really is. And those
It
stupid
is.
floors.
Oh my
gosh.
The only thing to
Those-
come out of it are the uniforms, and even most of those are complete trash.
Well, not even just that. Not even the NBA Cup, but the whole regular season. I mean, it seems like every team has 20 different uniforms now.
Yes.
I mean, I
Yes.
get it's
And if you
marketing,
look
but
at
you
it,
got to
even on a-
stick to it.
Even if you look at it a general regular season game, they always have a different floor.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
Well,
I
now
mean,
it started
most
with
of the
different uniforms, and now they've gone to the different floors, and I'm
The NBA
confused.
Cup floors are hideous.
oh
To
dear
say
God,
the
they're-
least.
they are
And-
they're
and
ugly.
to kind of go along with that, my former high school, where I went to high school, has gone to what they call the blacktop. They painted it black, and it looks horrible, and they think it's great. The
This
entire
is,
floor is
I hate to say
black.
it, but these floors look like something you'd find in NBA 2K.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful.
They painted it black.
The entire floor is black. The only demarcations are for all the different basketball lines and all the volleyball lines. It's hideous, and they think it's wonderful.
They painted.
So they think they're playing
Where
on
is
pavement.
this? Have I been there? Where is this?
It's in Winston. I won't say the high school, but it's in Winston-Salem.
I think I know where it is.
They've literally painted the floor black.
I think I
it look
know
like
where it is.
pavement. You've got to be kidding me.
No, I kid you not. It's hideous. And then
Oh,
I'd seen
man.
pictures of it until, I cover a lot of high school games. So
Yeah.
until I actually walked in there and saw it, I was just amazed. I mean, it's just amazing.
Whitney Young did the same thing for their floor. Instead of it being painted black, they painted it blue the last time I was there.
Now, I mean, I get the idea of colored feet. I get the idea of the colored football fields.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even get that. Boise State should have been the only one who did it.
Yep.
Yes.
The rest of them are gimmicks.
They are.
This is so these NBA Cup floors are so gimmicky.
They're hideous.
And I mean the fact that they've even got LEDs in the floors now.
Oh.
What type of BS, dude?
But they want to talk about they don't have any money.
Where are these LEDs in the floor, Shane?
From what I'm understanding, and it's only a couple of teams that are utilizing them, quote unquote. It's actually to mark where the 3-point lines are, and to show off where the shots are being taken.
Oh, jeez, come on! I mean, the free throw lanes have the NBA Cup design.
Well, the whole cup is on the floor basically now.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at some of these floor surfaces right now. I am appalled at what the Celtics did. I mean, leave the parquet floor alone, will you please?
I'm appalled what the Lakers. I mean, sorry, not the Lakers. The Celtics do with their uniforms. The Celtics have
Don't even get
iconic
me started
uniforms,
on
and they
how
want to
bad
ruin
those
them all
are.
the time.
Don't get me started on how bad.
Red Auerbach is rolling over in his grave with seeing these uniforms. He
Yeah,
tried
he
out half the
is.
time.
Yeah, he is.
So many of the
how many
classic,
how many of our listeners here know who Red Auerbach is?
not just
I certainly know
Auerbach,
who
dude,
he
but
is.
I can guarantee you, Parrish is rolling over in his grave
Oh,
right now.
yes.
Casey
So
Jones,
many.
Dennis Johnson.
I mean, in what concept is that uniform a good idea? Because we really don't have black in our color scheme.
Mm-mm.
Well,
It looks like something you'd find on a JV squad.
I could go along with that. Well, it was just about every sports team in the country.
Yeah.
They want to trot out black with all their uniforms, and they don't have black anywhere near their team colors.
I'm looking at the surface floor for the Brooklyn Mess.
Ew.
Wow. Wow.
You want to see one worse? You want to see one worse? Look at the Houston Rockets.
Oh no. Oh God. I'm seeing some of these floors now. I'm seeing the design they put in the floor. Seeing the one for Cleveland. I saw the one for Dallas. That's hideous. The
The
Nuggets
sad
is
part
hideous.
is they're trying to generate this for teenagers and younger kids, and
Yep.
it seems like they like this junk. But not
Again,
everything in this world is about kids.
This is something you would. These floors are again something you'd find in the NBA 2K game.
You want to see a floor that's hideous? I submit to you the Detroit Pistons.
I saw that.
The whole floor is
Well,
messed
look how
up.
crappy that team is, period.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but that team hasn't been relevant since the 80s, and that counts the Malice in the Palace.
What the hell is this floor they've done for the Houston Rockets?
You see how bright red that is?
It's awful.
Who did this?
Again, this is something. These are designs you'd find in the NBA 2K games, plain and simple. And that's the problem: is they're trying to cater to the younger crowd.
Yep.
With this stuff, I mean, that's why NASCAR is getting hit. Is they're trying to cater because no one's going to sit around nowadays and watch 2.5, 3 hours of racing.
Right.
I mean, that's why Formula One's kicking our tail in ratings, is because that only goes about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to me, I think the stoppages they have in these longer races are ridiculous. Just keep racing.
The stages
are ridiculous.
NASCAR got doomed with the stages, plain
That's
and simple.
just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got like 4 or 5 stages a race. That's just ridiculous.
And again, this is a gimmicky thing to try to keep people's interest.
Well, as I've stated on this show many times, and people I talk to all the time, they don't want to listen to me say this. It's a lot of it is because they want to continue to fight through the NFL season and continue to be on and take the money, but they want to. They don't see the fact that, like on Sundays, honestly, what are you doing on Sunday but watching the NFL?
Right.
And I say this over and over and over. It's not just the NASCAR, but yesterday. Why on earth, of all days, did the WNBA choose to have their draft lottery yesterday?
Yes.
How stupid is that?
Stupid.
I mean, here's the big thing. I caught the schedule release for NASCAR, and I saw when most of their start times are. Back half of the season, the majority of the races are starting at either 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's just dumb.
That's dumb.
That's right as the 1 o'clock games are ending and just before the 4:05s go off. You're not going to compete with that schedule.
You're not.
The WNBA got slapped with their ratings trying to face off in their finals against the NFL's late schedule.
It makes no sense why they want to play their finals games on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Finals.
They can play them on. They can play them on Tuesday where hardly nothing's
going on. They
going
played 2
on.
of their 5 finals games on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And they got destroyed.
and they got destroyed.
I mean, NASCAR's championship race got about 3 million eyes on it.
Well, that's their fault. See, golf did the right thing. PGA did the right thing. Although they say the regular season starts in October, let's just face it, it's not really not really the beginning of the regular season.
No, it's not.
The regular season ends on Labor Day weekend, which is when it should finish.
Yes.
They got wise to the fact that the NFL was killing them in the ratings, so they pushed back. They moved their schedule back, and now the championship, the PGA Championship, is Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
Exactly. Exactly. And, that way they're not getting destroyed. You're getting the early slate of the NFL season. I mean, you're what, 1 or 2 weeks in at the most, or getting ready to go into the first week. You've got no competition.
Although I don't understand it, if you're a quote unquote sports fan, how you don't watch the NFL. I don't get it. But
I don't
even
get it
if you
either.
do, what are you watching on Sunday that's relevant?
Yeah, you're not. To the Fanatics Feedback Zone, Thomas O'Boyle is joining us. Good morning. See you on Zebo at 8 a.m. Pacific. Yes, sir. He says, fly, Eagles, fly. He said, agreed, no stages to
NASCAR.
Yep, with Jay's argument. I'm going back and looking at these floors. What in the world are some of the Knicks floor for the NBA Cup is orange.
It's hideous.
I mean, I won't turn it on because it hurts my eyeballs to watch those floors.
It hurts mine. It hurts mine.
And yet again, they think this is a good idea.
I'm afraid to see what they came up with the Pacers, which is the team that's closest to me. And the Chicago Bulls are 3 hours away. I'm afraid to see what they came up with. I'm looking at the Nets, dear God. They got the honeycomb for the Hornets. And the Hive and on the sideline, the Hive is alive. No, it isn't.
Yeah, yeah. It's alive with losses.
Alive with Yep, alive with losses. It's alive with losses. I get Denver's elevation 5280 of this Mile High City. That's obvious. Oh my God.
What?
Oh my Lord.
Whose floor did you see?
Indiana.
I was about to say you do not want to see Indiana's because I'm looking at it right now.
I get they want to pay homage to Slick Leonard. And they have his phrase on the sideline. Leave it there. Please. Leave it there.
Have you seen Toronto's floor?
Do I want to?
It looks like Barney the dinosaur got flattened on it.
Oh, I thought it was a hockey stick.
No. It seriously looks like Barney the dinosaur got flattened.
Oh, no. Oh, God. No, thank you. I don't want to see it anymore.
Who watches
Who came
this?
up with this idea?
Who watches this?
Who came up with this idea?
And to think the Lakers of all teams, hung a banner for this last year.
They sure did.
One of the iconic
It's the only
teams
banner
in
they're going to hang.
They hung a banner for this.
They hung a banner.
It's the only one they're hanging, plain and simple.
Well, they're not winning with LeBron.
No, they're not.
Hell no.
No, they're not. And we briefly talked about this earlier in the show. His son Bronny will not travel on commercial flights with the G League team. I found that out and I started laughing.
So he can do whatever he wants.
Oh, apparently.
Well, let's face it, guys. I mean, if his name were not James and he was not LeBron's son, you think he would have been drafted by anybody in the NBA, let alone the Lakers?
No. Nepotism is real.
I mean, he barely played for Southern Cal.
Yeah, barely. Barely. And he winds up drafted in the second round. With what skills?
He wouldn't have been drafted if it weren't for his dad.
I mean, I'll say it again. With what skills?
And I'm tired of hearing about him, frankly.
I'm tired of it too.
Talk about people who can play.
Mm-hmm. Talk about the resurgence of the Warriors. And no one wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
No one wants to talk about that. They're sitting up top of the Western Conference right now.
As good as he is, he's still probably one of the most underrated athletes of all time. And I'm talking about
Stephen Curry. Yep.
And I was just reading not too long before I got on the show here. I was just talking about, I was reading what Shaq said about how three-pointers are ruining the NBA. And it's not just the NBA, it's all of basketball. Everybody thinks they can be Steph Curry and shoot threes. Not everybody can shoot like Steph Curry.
Mm-mm.
I mean, like I told you last week,
you know how much time and work you put into it?
I've now been going to 3 Wake Forest home games. It's just been hard to watch because they jack up 30 or 40 3-point attempts a night.
You know, I've said this about Steph and company. I said that Steph has turned an anomaly into a weapon. Steph took an anomaly and turned it into a weapon.
Yep.
And Steve Kerr seized on that.
Right.
And created a strategy out of it.
Right.
When you get threes in the flow of your offense, that's one thing. But to do what the rest of the NBA is doing and just jack up threes for the heck of it, it's not working.
Why are 6'10" and 7-footers shooting 3-pointers? Why?
Joel Embiid, we're talking
to
you.
Exactly. Why?
Joel Embiid.
Take the ball to the basket and at least get, if you're fouled, so what? At least, heck, nobody can even shoot free throws anymore for that matter.
You know, no one wants to talk about, and we mentioned this a few seconds ago, no one wants, and I'm going to expand on this tomorrow. No one wants to talk about the fact that the Golden State Warriors are first in the West right now.
Nope. They all want to talk about the Lakers, who are irrelevant.
They want to talk about the Lakers. They want to talk about the Suns. They're irrelevant. The Denver Nuggets, they're irrelevant. They're expecting, and they are even expecting the Kings, who are locked in the 8th spot right now, and I'm going to be watching this all throughout the season. The Golden State Warriors are 10-2 and are sitting up top not only the Pacific Division, but they're sitting up top the Western Conference.
And if you look, they get about, if not the highest, one of the highest ratings per team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
They
do.
TV
And they're one of the highest scoring teams in the NBA. No one wants to talk about it. Why is that? Because it's Golden State and people expect that dynasty to be dead.
It's not.
It's not. And I'll tell you, one player that's rescuing the Warriors right now, aside of Steph, Buddy Hield.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Buddy Hield.
He's found a team that he doesn't have to be the star for them.
Exactly.
He can be the second or third option and be okay.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
And he's coming off the bench doing it. He's doing great with Golden State right now.
And I disagree. I don't know if it's totally his decision, whether it is or not. I disagree with some of the player decisions they made in the Olympics, but who can deny what Steve Kerr's done as a coach?
You know, I never talked about this after the Olympics. But why didn't Steph Curry get awarded the MVP of the Olympics, especially with what he did in the gold medal game?
Well, just like what we're talking about. It's a popularity contest.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's true.
It's not like baseball where stats actually matter.
Speaking of which,
speaking of we ever going to find out who wins these awards in baseball?
No. I don't know.
Speaking of baseball, I love baseball, but it's just ridiculous how long it takes for them to do things. It's like a glacial effort to get them to do anything.
It is. It is. I mean, let me ask you this, Jay. Where does Pete Alonso wind up?
One of my best friends is a big Mets fan. He still thinks he's going to sign with the Mets. I don't think he's going to sign with the Mets. I think if he were going to be with the Mets, he had already signed with the Mets.
I think so too.
I think he's going to end up somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know where, but I don't think he's going to sign with the Mets because it goes back to analytics, and their analytics people clearly see him as a declining player who plays first base.
By the way, Jay, to answer your question, the awards for the MLB are going to be handed out on the 20th and 21st. We do have the finalists who were announced for MVP for both leagues and Cy Young for both leagues.
I understand that, and I appreciate that. But what other sport does it well after the season's over?
None of them. It's usually right after.
I know they want to keep people involved with the sport. I get that. But we're well after the World Series before any of these major awards are being announced. I mean, we're 3 or 4 weeks out now.
Right after the Dodgers beat up the Yankees.
I mean, I understand they want people to keep it, and especially with hot stove coming up and the winter meetings and all that other stuff coming up. I get that, but don't wait till 3 or 4 weeks after the World Series to announce your MVP and Cy Young.
One football note that just came down: Daniel Jones has been benched.
I saw that. Yes. But if you read between the lines, you see one of the reasons why. It says if he were hurt in the second half of the season, they would owe him $25 million next year.
Exactly.
So you knew it had something to do other than with just his play.
Just his play. Yep. And I think the game I saw Daniel Jones, which was Duke against Northern Illinois, in the Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit. And yes, I saw that one live. I actually was impressed with Daniel Jones, but then he got drafted by the Giants, and it's let's just say it plainly, it's gone to hell.
Yep.
Well, the other thing, I mean, with him, I know that he just signed a contract, and it doesn't really mean anything in the NFL, but where are they going to go? If they cut him, where are they going to go? Because this draft is not exactly full of quarterbacks this year. So where are they going to go?
Not. When are we going to have a quarterback class again? When are we going to have that?
Well, I told you it's the worst coach position in football.
It is.
And even with the guys who were drafted this past year, look, some of them are playing horribly.
Not our fault. New England can't protect Drake May.
Yeah, I think he's eventually going to be a pretty good player.
I think so too.
It's just a matter that they didn't get him. They didn't start him this year. I mean, he deserved to be started and not sit behind Jacoby.
If you look, I think your two best rookie quarterbacks right now are probably Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. Bo Nix is really playing well.
And Nix has come on lately, especially with what the Broncos did to the Falcons yesterday.
I mean, the Broncos are really playing well.
College football will finish off this discussion. And what do you think next week or this coming weekend, Jay, is the game of the week?
Well, before I get to that, and thanks for asking, but you just mentioned Northern Illinois.
Yes.
The fact that Notre Dame lost to them should be a disqualifier. However, what are they, fifth now, or eighth, or whatever it is?
Yep.
They shouldn't even be anywhere near that high.
They should. You know what? You're right, because they lost to Northern Illinois
at
home.
If you look at Notre Dame's schedule, it is terrible.
Notre Dame is currently
He's
sitting
not
at
playing anybody this year.
They didn't. Who did they play? What do we often say on the program, gentlemen? Who did they play?
The best team they played all year is Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yeah,
they got Army. They got Army at Yankee Stadium this week, and they got Southern Cal next week. Neither of which are that great.
Like I said, Notre Dame's currently sitting at number 6 in the polls.
If they were any other team and played the schedule they played and lost to Northern Illinois, they wouldn't even be in this conversation.
They would not be in the conversation.
But I still hear people. One of my best friends, who I was just talking about as a Mets fan, a lot of New Yorkers glom on Notre Dame. He's one of those guys. He vows and protects them, says they're great and this and that. No, they're not.
Nope.
I
haven't seen.
I'm really serious about this. I told him a couple weeks ago. I said there are 25 teams who can beat Notre Dame, and he just laughed and laughed and laughed. I said, and I'm a big college football fan. He's not really. He just glums on Notre Dame.
Yes.
I really do believe there are 25 teams who can beat Notre Dame pretty easily.
I believe so too.
Oh, easily.
I believe so too. The one game where
I think the only game they're just the SEC, which I follow religiously, even though I don't have a team in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe outside of maybe, I know Vanderbilt's had a really good year, but I don't think they can beat Notre Dame on a consistent basis. Man, Mississippi State has been horrible this year.
Yeah.
But outside of them, everybody else is really good.
Mm-hmm. And they all can beat Notre Dame.
And then you look at the Big Ten, there are very few bad teams.
Does Indiana have a chance in Columbus?
I certainly hope so. I would love for them to beat Ohio State.
I'd love for Indiana. My wife's a graduate of Indiana. And I promised her I'd cover that game this coming weekend. I would love for Indiana to spring the upset of the year and beat them in Columbus.
I hope he stays there. I know they just signed a contract extension
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of money, but I still don't believe he's going to end up his coaching career there.
Yeah.
I don't believe Signetti's ever going to. He can talk a big game all he wants. If somebody offers him, $10 or $12 million or heck, even an NFL job, can't tell me he's going to stay in Indiana.
Yeah. Well, that's Jay Spivey in our Spivey Notes, joining us here this morning as he does every Monday. Thank you very much, sir. We love you very much. Great insight. We'll see you next Monday.
Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Yep.
Nathan Rourke's little brother just might have a surprise in Columbus. We'll discuss that on Thursday.
I was about to say before we got out of here, did you actually want to know the top 25?
We'll do that tomorrow.
Sounds good.
We'll do that tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. We're out of here. See you tomorrow. By the way, Caleb Williams, you suck.
Oh, God, Kamish, come on.
Oh, by the way, not only does Caleb Williams suck, but Joel Embiid, you suck too. Bye.